Alright, well, so last weekend I stopped by. Here's the fire chicken and a baby plow. Yeah, last weekend I stopped by and I took the cover off because it was falling off and it needed to be fixed, and it was nice out, so I figured I'd just keep it off. So yeah, I had it double wrapped. I had this cover on it on the T-tops because sometimes it does leak down. Amazingly, they don't leak that bad, but like in this area, it'll get water down onto the floor. So I wrapped that, and then I wrapped the car with a bigger one over the winter. And my girlfriend picked up for me these bags that had silica gel in them, and the bags were like a pretty decent size, like the size of a regular shopping bag, and it had like silica gel balls at the top and then an empty space at the bottom. When I uncovered this thing and opened this thing up, I wish I had my phone out for it. But the bags were so full of moisture and water that they were literally about to explode. It was crazy. But I had already gotten rid of that, and I didn't have my my phone on me at the time. See, I got the hood open already. I checked it for dampness because it got rained on like this, and so no water's getting into the trunk when it's sitting. So all the water that got into the trunk and rusted up all my tools was because of the holes that are going on in here, right there. So while I was driving, it was just splashing water up into the trunk area and getting everything wet. So my plan is to pull the interior out. I was just gonna throw the top back on it and just forget about it for a little while because of other reasons, but I need something to take my mind off of shit. So I don't know, this stuff kind of keeps me out of the dumps. So I think I'll pull it off the pad in a couple of weeks, and I'll pull the interior out and I'll see how bad the floor is. I know there's a spot in the toe board on this side. Somebody jacked up the car and destroyed the pinch weld, and it's the same thing on the other side. Destroyed the pinch weld and it rusted from there on out. The rest of the car really isn't that bad of shape. Fenders aren't that expensive. I can get those aftermarket. I'd rather get factory ones, but believe it or not, parts for these cars are tough to find. I used to be, when I was younger, I had like 3 of these cars all at once, and like I bought them all for cheap money, and I could just go to like Middleborough Auto Salvage and they had like 10 of them there. I think one time I had a Camaro and I got like a pretty much brand new interior straight out of the junkyard for that car, and that stuff's like gone now. You can't find that kind of stuff anymore, and the people that have it want a bunch of money for it. So I think a lot of the stuff I'm going to be fixing on my own. Like the seats, I'm probably going to have to recover them. The driver's seat, the adjuster's broken on it. I'm going to have to fix that. And then I think I'll just get seat covers and I'll hog ring them on the old seats. And then the carpet's in really nice shape, so I'll wash that out and then dry it out and stuff before I put it back in. They have the dash pad repair kits, but I think they look ugly. I think I'm going to try to find one. There was a guy online that fixed one by like putting putty in between the cracks and sanding it and doing this and that, and I don't think I want to deal with that. So I know it's probably a long shot, but I'm going to try to find a good, once upon a time. I used to have this stuff stored here a long time ago, but this kid that moved in here stole it, or else I'd have a bunch of parts for this thing from like 15 years ago, but that's a different story. So yeah, so it's not a cold start because I had it running earlier. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys, but This thing's been sitting here and it literally just... She was clicking because the battery connection isn't that great. I just put it on with my finger. This thing is fucking loyal. Loyal. I love this fucking car. I really do. I want to find either a 4th gen T56 and try to get that in there, or somehow try to find a 5-speed parts car. I don't know if the 4th gen brake and clutch box are the same as the 3rd gen. But I mean, almost everything else underneath is the same, except it's a little bit wider on a 4th gen. So I'll do a little more research. Maybe 4th gen parts will work. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with the motor right away because it just runs so damn good. It does have a leak up front. It's got a chrome timing cover on it. I think I'm gonna pull everything off the front of the motor and try to get like a stock timing cover and a good seal, and see if that seals it up. But if I do anything with the motor, it's either gonna be, I'll get like a 383 crate engine or something with like 400 horse, nothing too crazy, and put this TPI setup back on it, or I'll just go full-blown LS. I really like the way this runs. I've never had a TPI run this good before. Usually everyone I ever touched or came across ran like absolute dog shit. This thing doesn't even throw a check engine light. The only thing it does throw a check engine light for the EGR temp sensor every now and then when you're driving it on the highway. But other than that, it's loyal. Everything works, the lights work. The power trunk release that sucks down the hatch, that works. And I really didn't pay too much for this car, so any money I put into it will just increase its value. All 4 of the formula rims are still with it, with the center caps, and they're in good shape. They do have a couple curbs on them here and there, but not chewed up like you normally see. And then if I ever get into, well, obviously I'm gonna have to get into body work on it, but I'm kind of torn. I had someone talk me into the dark shadow gray, and then get like the black formula decals back on it. I think that would look good. It's either gonna that, or it's gonna go back black, and I'm gonna put the white formula decals back on it. You can't see them on the doors anymore, but you can see on the hood where the decal was and faded away. I don't know if that's still a 5-liter in there. It probably is, and somebody just put valve covers and a throttle body on it and under drive pulleys. But I really don't know, because it has a bunch of other shit too. The exhaust, it's got a aftermarket Y pipe. The rest of the exhaust when I got it was falling off, so I put a whole new exhaust from where the cat would have been back with just stock stuff, and I reused the Flowmaster muffler. And the only reason I did that was like an homage to my old Camaro, because of where the tailpipes exit on the driver's side. Back in the day, anybody that knows me remember this car. I had an 84 Z28 that I made like an IROC clone, and I put a cat bag dual truck muffler on it, and I had the same muffler exit. So when I bought this car and I saw that, I was like, oh no shit. And I know it looks gay, but I like it, and it reminds me of my old car, and I'm leaving it that way for now. So yeah, this is the old girl. I mean, I'm sure everybody thought I would have sold it by now, but nah, this thing's too loyal. I love it. Even the lights work. Come on now. Yeah, now it's gonna prove me wrong. It does this every now and then. Son of a bitch. You're gonna do this to me when I'm on camera, you asshole. Now they'll come up. See? Yep, it works. I just love the way these things look compared to the Camaros. Like, I like the way the Camaros look. Back in the day when I built that 84, I would have rather have had a one of these. But I had that car for a long time until it got totaled. But yeah, I just think the front of these just look mean. So yeah, there she is in all of her glory. She's been parked next to a mini plow with a Jeepy. Gotta be careful not to bounce my fucking door off of it. But yeah, just sitting here purring at under 1,000 RPM. Yeah, 30 pounds of oil pressure, alternator charging. Couldn't ask for more out of it. And those moisture bags I got, those things, man, those made all the difference. I literally hung it from up here, and it just collected all of the moisture and condensation that built up. So would definitely recommend those. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna sign off here. Let me know if you guys like this video and you want to see more of my shit box as I work on it some more. Peace.